And it's okay to sit with the harder emotions. Like, you don't have to rush to fix everything. It's okay. Like, live with it. And then you can live with something else. And it's all like this sort of gray, getting people comfortable and used to that gray area. And that's a lot of what our mental health expert and others on the platform are doing, like, and working through it to sort of find the positive and find your clarity.
Welcome to the Divorce Survival Guide podcast, where we have open and honest conversations about co-parenting, separation, divorce, and the hardest question of all, should you stay or should you go? I'm Kate Anthony, your Divorce Survival Guide, and I'm here to help you navigate some of the roughest waters you've ever swum in and answer some of your toughest questions. I've been to hell and back. And now it's my mission in life to help you get to the other side of this process with your sanity and your heart intact. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have with me Tamara Frankfurt Odenek and Sherry Joseph, and they have created something really cool. It is an expert-led digital platform designed to support people through every stage of divorce with guidance, community, and curated content. It is called My Next Chapter. And it really started as two women trying to find clarity in their own divorces. And it has now become a full-fledged resource hub with everything that they wished that they had when they were in the thick of it. Definitely what I wish I had had when I was in the thick of it. And I'm so excited about the launch of this platform. It is, again, it's called My Next Chapter. And in our episode today, we're going to be talking about how they came up with it, how it started, and how it's designed, and really what makes this platform different from anything else out there. So without further ado, let's just get into my conversation with Tamara Frankfurt Odenek and Sherry Joseph about My Next Chapter. Tamara and Sherry, thank you so much for being here and for joining me and to talk about your new incredible app and community and product. Amazing.
Well, thank you for having us. I personally admired you for a long time. And I remember listening to your podcast a few years ago. It was one of the few things that I stumbled on when I was going through divorce that was actually inspiring and had the right messages around clarity. So, and you have an amazing book. So we're honored and thrilled to be here.
Oh, thank you. I'm really happy to hear that. And I love the full circleness of this moment. And Sherry, you also, I don't know if you want to disclose, you were in my group.
That is correct. That's correct. I was in your group. I was absorbing everybody's stories and comments, and I knew I wasn't really in my should I stay or should I go. I knew I really needed to go. I found it so valuable, and I realized that the sum of everybody's parts, like a little bit of everybody's stories, really helped have me understand my situation and, getting different tips and insights and those experiences and listening to the different podcasts and gathering input from others. And of course, what I've just been through over the last few years has really helped to shape and inform how we've been creating My Next Chapter.
And, I think all of us come to this work through our own experiences. Like, I don't think I've spoken to a divorce professional who was really good at what they did, who had been through, what we've all been through. So it's not surprising. And it really does, it's such an inspiring moment for so many of us to create the thing that we wish we had had, or the way that we wish we had had it, or whatever it is. So I love it. So why don't you just give us a little bit of a rundown of what My Next Chapter is?
Yes. And I can even give the quick perspective on sort of how it originated, kind of going back to that time when I was trying to find any clarity, and your podcast was there. But when my husband and I started, or my ex and I started to talk about divorce, this was now 4 or 5 years ago. literally had no one to call. None of my friends were divorced, family, and I wasn't sure anybody could listen to me without judgment. And I wound up searching online and getting to these random attorney websites. And I just was so surprised that there wasn't a community and platform that existed for people like me. There were others who were divorced, kind of sharing their own stories, but there was nothing that was truly expert led across all the different areas that I wanted advice on: finance, legal, mental health. And I logged it. I was like, this is really an opportunity. I've worked in tech and marketing forever, but obviously was caught up in my own divorce at the time and didn't couldn't refocus there. But then fast forward 4 or 5 years, and the idea bubbled up again, and I actually met Sherry around that time, and this was about a year ago, and the two of us were like, wait, we need this. Still doesn't exist. It could be hugely helpful. And we decided to put sort of all of our ideas and our experience and our thoughts together. And I had outlined what I wish I had going through my divorce. And that's what my next chapter is and what we've created. And I think what really distinguishes it from what else is out there is what I just described I missed, which is really expert led resources and tools and advice and community support from people who have not only been there personally, but also have expertise in their specific area, whether it's lawyer or a finance person or mental health. And we're covering a lot of other categories as well. So it's really exciting to bring it to market. And as I said, we're live today, which is exciting.
So exciting. And, one of the things I'll say that, having run a group for as long as I did, that, my Facebook group that Sherry was in, it was expert led but I was the only one. And it, as we know, like, we don't need to do the postmortem on my Facebook group, but it did kind of get out of control because there was, first of all, it's a Facebook group, and it was a free Facebook group, and there was only so much time I could spend in there. Right. But to have this platform that you guys have created that is expert led, and it's about growth and healing and learning. And there is that expectation that that's what it is going into it. Right. Yeah. Like,
yes.
Yeah. And I think that is it's so badly needed in the space, for just a one-stop shopping for place where people can go and be like, help, I'm struggling with X. And then all these experts are right there to guide them. I think it's great.
And it's really depending on the stage you're in, we have stuff for you. I was, working with Tamara and partnering with Tamara on this while she's already embracing her next chapter. And I'm in the thick of my divorce, representing the higher conflict side of things. I found it, yes, it's what, Tamara wished was available. It's what I wished was available and was searching for. And every moment I was like, wait, we need another article on this. We need another resource that can have this. We need a budget template that we can easily populate. So much great content. But while I was trying to educate myself and navigate the different legal conversations and processes that were happening, I also wanted to start embracing my next chapter. Yeah. And we have, covering the legal and finance, but the wellness and lifestyle and dating. And while I may or may not be ready, I'm on the not ready yet side of, at least on the dating part. I like to hear other stories, and it's nice to see when you feel like there's no light at the end of your tunnel because the process is challenging. It's nice to see people on the other side and feeling two feelings at once. Like, you can be really scared. One of our experts, Dr. Mariana, who's a mental health expert, she has a great video on this and emotions and harnessing positive emotions and how to deal with negative emotions. And watching her film this while I'm experiencing this was like surreal, by the way. But I was really feeling these two emotions at once, exactly what she was articulating. Like, I can be scared but I can also be excited about what's to come and different things.
And for me, in my next chapter, and it was like, I still feel that. I still feel a lot of different emotions at once, right? I'm now 4 or 5 years out, and I still have feelings of nostalgia and guilt at times, but also feelings of hopefulness and joy. And those positive emotions have started to sort of push aside the negative ones, although I still feel that. And Sherry, as she said, I mean, it's been such a journey for us the past year because as she's in the thick of it and I'm in my next chapter, and both of us have challenges and opportunities, then we're just sort of a yin yang on our approach in terms of how we're building the content and how we're thinking about things. And it's really made this super robust and exciting for all.
That's so great. And I'm like, 16 years out and I still have those
Yeah.
and I
Yep.
talk to my clients all the time. And Sherry, I think that's such an important point. I talk to my clients almost every day about the fact that you will feel more than one thing at one time. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. It means that you're a human being and, shit doesn't fit into boxes. It just doesn't. Certainly not emotionally.
And it's okay to sit with the harder emotions. Like you don't have to rush to fix everything. It's okay, like live with it. And then you can live with something else. And it's all like this sort of gray, getting people comfortable and used to that gray area. And that's a lot of what our mental health expert and others on the platform are doing, and working through it to sort of find the positive and find your clarity.
It's what I do with clients all the time, right? And not only is it okay to sit in the hard stuff, like it's actually necessary. It's the only, the old trope, the only way out is through.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's so good. There have been attempts at this kind of platform in the past. I've sort of see them bubble up and I see them disappear. So what makes my next chapter different than others that might have, cropped up in the space or might still be out there? I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, I can start here and Sherry jump in. I mean, we really wanted two things. So one, I had mentioned that we really wanted to be expert led and not just having a stream of experts who come on and comment on different things. We wanted to really have a curated focus group of experts who could provide continuity with their advice across their content area, but then across different stages to make it easier to sort of absorb and understand. And then we really put a lot of effort into the technology. The interface is just extremely easy to use. When you log on, you pick your divorce stage, you pick your content categories that you're interested in. The content populates. We have over 100 pieces of unique content, videos, articles, scripts, templates, and it's really organized and easy to digest. And the community is a really natural corollary to it. So, and it's really designed to help and service and empower our audience and help them really get to that next stage in sort of the right way. So get through the challenges and get to the next stage. It's very forward looking. So I'd say our technology, the fact that it's expert led, it's forward looking. And we're not at this, we're not screaming about other services and trying to market other things. We really want to help and empower people. And we have this amazing complimentary all access membership too. So people can get it for free, which we think is incredibly compelling. And we want everyone to get in there and experience it.
Yeah, I love you guys gave me a little taste of the UX and it was so cool. Like it, I think we're so overwhelmed at this stage, right? When we're looking for information, anything that is not well curated and, easy to digest is going to just be overwhelming to a brain that is in trauma, overwhelm, all of the things. And I think you guys have done a really great job of addressing that right off the bat.
It's really overwhelming to digest what's out there, and you can it's like the self-diagnosis when you have, something going on, right? You like Google your symptoms.
I'm dying.
Exactly.
You have a cold.
What we've done with My Next Chapter too, in order to help people navigate and guide them as best as we can. And everybody's journey is unique. Or even just searching or surfacing related content, or they're watching one video and surfacing resources and templates that they may find helpful. So from grips of how to tell your kids, I remember when I was in the stage of how do I talk to my kids? And I had a great divorce coach and I'm transcribing and writing everything down, and not everybody's fortunate to just have a divorce coach in their, corner. And one of my friends that I was talking to recently had said, who had dove into the platform, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like having a financial expert and my legal advisor and my coach and my therapist all in my pocket.
Yeah.
We love that because that's exactly what we want to be. Have it be easily accessible to what you're finding you need to get information on it in that moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people tend to try to, okay, I know I want to get divorced, and like everything just surfaces. I need to solve everything. Well, now who's staying in the home and how do we do this and that? It's like, okay, pause.
Right. Yes.
And now also just with Google and AI and like people typing in, you think the output is what you should do. And what we've really tried to get our experts to look at our content, to provide the personal stories, to adjust things. It's just not something you can search and find and solve for in that manner. It's really curated.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It can be so dangerous, right? You Google, what's the first thing I should do when I'm getting a divorce? And, who knows what the AI is going to spit out. Probably,
Exactly.
Get an attorney or, conflict out every attorney in your area. So you're like, who knows what your
Or
AI
advice
is going to do. Right.
Exactly. Or advice from another state or like something, that sets you on the wrong path.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So it is really important to have experts guiding this process for sure. Is it both like a desktop and app? How is it? What's the interface right now?
So it's a website. So it's mynextchapter.com, but it's mobile friendly. So you'll find we solve for both. So we didn't want people to have to go in and download an extra app within the App Store, Google Play. So we kept it focused on making it super streamlined if you're in mobile web. So you'll find the interface is really easy to use. Whether you're on your phone or the computer.
Yeah.
But it's all through mynextchapter.com.
So as you were going through, like when you guys decided like, okay, we're gonna, this is clearly this is something that's missing, as divorced women, right? I'm interested in this because people are always like, well, what am I going to do now with my life? Or if I haven't worked in however long, and you guys are working women, you always have been in tech, in media. So this was a sort of, I think, an obvious, cool fit. But I'm curious about how your experiences informed your next chapter. Obviously, as divorcing women, yes, but also as working women, sort of looking for the next thing. Does that make sense? Like as you're getting divorced, like just
absolutely,
yeah, not just like, oh, I'm getting divorced and there's this missing in the market, there's a hole in the market, but also like I'm kind of starting something new in my life.
I mean, divorce is a huge life change, of course, and a major shift, and it forces for everyone, even those people who their goal is to get back into another relationship, it does require a lot of self-reflection. It's an opportunity to really dig within and think about what do you want across a lot of different areas of your life, not just in terms of your relationships, but just from a personal growth standpoint. Like, what are your interests and your passions? And for me, like, I knew that I'd be happier after getting through my divorce. And once I got through the thick of it, I was like, okay, wait, I'm done. And it was like, now what? And that's a really scary feeling. And I'd never been comfortable, I realized, being alone. And I had to figure out how to find space for like myself. And it wasn't just about temporarily holding space for meeting someone else. It was like, who do I want to be as me? And I started to draw and think about like, what are things that I used to enjoy? And who are people that I want to relate to? And what are hobbies and passions and pursuits that might bring me joy just for me? And that took a lot of work. And we wanted to actually, part of what we did, and this is just on a side note, is within my next chapter to help people actually do that. Because when you go through a life change, it's important to do that reflection and figure out what you want. In terms of the work and business, I have in more recent years done more entrepreneurial. I've started businesses and I've traditionally worked in more corporate America. And so when I thought about this idea, I mean, this was sort of as I was solving what I wanted to do in my alone time, it was like, wow, I really have something that I'm passionate about and I want to help people. It's something I've never wanted to do more, help other people that are going through divorce. And I get to now do that and tack it onto my professional aspirations and my experience and background. And so this has been such a privilege and an added sort of benefit of this post-divorce life to really find this new career that actually speaks to the whole topic. But I don't know that I would have gotten there if I didn't do the reflection to think about what do I want and how do I want to give back and how do I want to show up? And my energy and prior work had been focused on things that I really didn't believe in, like I believe in this. So
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Same. And Sherry, what about for you? Because you're still in it, right? Because you're like, what, 2 years into this high conflict thing that's going to, feels like it's going to drag on forever, but yet you're still finding this peace for yourself.
That's right. So yeah, almost 2 years, still not yet divorced. In this scenario, trying, and also as a business owner, it's been very challenging and I have young kids. So there's a lot in the mix. Working on my next chapter with Tamara and team has been a savior in a way, like that self-reflection that I wouldn't have thought that I necessarily needed or would have been doing had it not been integrated into the platform, and also having Tamara, who is post-divorce, to help share her experiences, and the others that are now participating in the community as well has helped with that. But I needed that support along the way to keep the light out there, to keep things going. The breadwinner in the family, and also shared custody of kids, which makes it challenging because now, especially with custody schedules, getting the support that you may need with childcare on a 2-2-3 every 2 days, switching and swapping around kids is very challenging. So
and the dog.
And the dog.
Oh, yeah,
we have a whole thing.
The whole thing with the dog. Yeah. You know how I feel about that.
I mean, we have a comedy corner, by the way, in the community of my next chapter, which I think is very, very relevant.
Both our dogs have divorce anxiety.
It's a thing. It's a real thing.
It is a thing.
Divorce dog.
It is.
Yeah.
For those who don't know.
There's a lot to embrace. Like, I was really nervous about telling the kids, having time away from the kids and shared custody, and what wasn't going to be in my control, and how to be the best at my career and focused and diving in. And it's a prioritization exercise. It's knowing that you can't keep every ball in the air, constant evolution and coaching that's needed.
Mm-hmm. Amen. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side, I want to talk a little bit more about sort of the specifics of the platform and all of that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Divorce is hard. No question about it. The uncertainty, the isolation, it can feel like you're drowning. But you don't have to go through this alone. There's a place where you can gather with other women going through divorce and get expert advice from professionals like me. Phoenix Rising, a divorce empowerment collective. Phoenix Rising is an ongoing group coaching program designed to walk you through some of the hardest parts of your divorce in community with other women who are going through it too. In Phoenix Rising, you get 3 live coaching sessions with me every month, plus a guest expert call with a top industry professional every month. You'll learn exactly what to do, when and how, but more importantly, you'll have a community of women who truly understand. Because when women come together and share their stories, something powerful happens. We rise, we gain strength, we reclaim our voices, and we move forward, not just surviving, but thriving. Inside Phoenix Rising, you'll get expert guidance, a safe and supportive space, and the kind of sisterhood that changes everything. Enrollment is always open, so join us at kateanthony.com/decided today. That's kateanthony.com/decided, and we will welcome you with open arms. Okay, we are back with Tamara and Sherry, and we are talking about their amazing platform, My Next Chapter. I was wondering if you could give us a bit of a rundown of some of the categories and the experts that you have on board so far, so people can get a real sense of what exactly they're going to get.
When you go to mynextchapter.com, you could select the stage of divorce that you're in, whether you are educating yourself, you're navigating, or you're ready to start embracing your next chapter, or all of the above. So we surface content based on what we believe, based on what you share with us, would be most helpful to you in the process. We have a full library, as Tamara mentioned, we have more than 100 pieces of content. So you can sort the content based on a topic like legal, mindfulness, family, finance, dating, wellness, and lifestyle. You could also sort by different type of content. So we have videos, we have articles, and then we have different resources. I mentioned those templates, those budget type templates, or scripts for telling your kids, all different types of resources that are mapped by stage. You can save content. So let's say, oh, wait, I know this is something that I'm going to need, don't need now, but this speaks to me, maybe because you have a dog and your dog may have anxiety and you're worried about it. But you can save content. And
I was going to just chime in on the expert part, which is that all of our experts are, so in the content categories, each of our categories like legal, mindfulness, family, wellness, we have experts in each category. They're all divorced themselves, all of our experts, or in the case of our mental health expert, Dr. Mariana Strong, and she's a psychologist and a child of divorce, doing a lot of our family content. And they're all experts in their profession. So whether that's our lawyer has practiced family law for 20 years, our finance advisor is an expert, a divorce financial analyst, and so on. And so they bring their expertise both professionally and as divorcees as well. So that's been huge.
Your dating expert is our very own favorite, Alyssa Deneen. So
she's amazing.
Yes, we love Alyssa.
And Alyssa actually, so I hadn't dated for a while. And when she designed the content for our site, which is incredible, there's a quiz, are you ready to date? We have videos from her and other things. And she was like, Tamara, you have to do your dating profile. And I was like, oh God. And so she inspired me to go in there and get back up on Hinge and do my profile. And it's been much more successful with her waving a little magic wand over it. She has some really good tips.
Yep. And between Alyssa and Jenny Young of Burned Haystack, they got me all up and running, and within like I had not dated in over 8 years, and within just under 2 weeks, I think. I met my absolute love of my life.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah. 16 years
Wow.
divorced, 8 years, just fuck all of them. And they were like, oh, come on. We can do this. And these
are the stories I love to hear.
Yes. And
exactly.
You've been around me for a hot minute. You know that I was the world's biggest cynic about it all. I'm like, they say there are good ones out there, but
when you come from a high conflict situation, you tend to.
Well, and I'm steeped in everyone else is high conflict 24/7. So it's hard for me to I'm jaded and cynical. I admit it, but
Look what happened. Even but it sounds like it maybe not as jaded since
not
2 weeks after this.
And
look at this.
I know.
And just for the record, she did help my profile, but I haven't met my person yet. So it does take time. It takes more time than 2 weeks mostly.
So it's between Alyssa and Jenny. You've got to implement the Burned Haystack method to really optimize. Whatever Alyssa does, then you optimize it with Burned Haystack.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Join Jenny's group. Yeah, and I had Jenny on the podcast too, so you can go back and listen to those episodes.
Okay, awesome. I will. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Well,
maybe we'll get her involved in my next chapter also. She sounds great.
Definitely. But Alyssa is great. I mean, she we're doing a live event with Alyssa, live virtual event. So that's one of the amazing aspects of my next chapter, the live virtual events. Alyssa has a dating 2.0, so post-divorce tips for profiles and apps. we're doing another, which is Divorce Debunked. So the myths, the truth, the legal and financial clarity. Excited about that one. There's a lot of myths out there.
There are.
Think, right? So the events are great. Anything that is passed is recorded and could be viewed post. And the community is just already vibrant with some really great questions, comments, support, cheering everyone on. The Comedy Corner, I had to kick that off with my ex's lawyer. We're almost finalizing our agreement, and his lawyer died suddenly. Like, you can't make this up. Like, how does this happen? So now we're starting over, basically, because high conflict, one-on-one. That's how it works.
It's an opportunity for him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. Oy vey. Oy vey.
So luckily, when that happened, Sherry, at all her My Next Chapter team and resources, we all jumped in with triage.
Absolutely.
I actually just copied and pasted from the community that our finance expert, Jamie Lima, he is a CFDA, Certified Financial Divorce Advisor, or I always mix up
CDFA.
CDFA, right?
CDFA.
Yeah, knew that. Certified Divorce Financial Advisor. He was super helpful. I posted in the community a real question, like I was about equitable distribution in the home, and it had been tied up in my attorney's trust, trying to motivate us to reach a resolution. And he just had such amazing advice, tangible advice, that I could then share with my lawyer, benefit of the attorney, the platform.
And the other thing on the platform in the community is, just like Sherry and I'm in My Next Chapter, she's in the thick of it. We have found that, so we have different categories in the community spaces. We have one for new beginnings, so people who are post. And what's been amazing is when we tell people about this, even people in post-divorce life are like, oh my God, I want to be involved. I want to help. I want to mentor. It's just it's an amazing opportunity for people who want to give back. I don't know about you guys, but if I get a call from anybody that is going through divorce or a friend of divorce, it's like the first call I make back, like, let me help.
Yeah.
And now people have a way to do that. And we're just so excited about this, like, mentor-mentee opportunity within the community space as well. So it's people who are like actually going through it, who can learn from people who've been there, and their learning's the other way too. So that part, I think, is going to be, I mean, it's already starting to shape, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not just helping them help others. I find that I'm seeing questions and comments that, or like Kate, you were saying you hadn't dated for 8 years. Like, okay, well, what made you ready? Or, something sparked that in you, or talking to somebody else. So we're finding that those that are most excited to help others are also finding a lot of value themselves in how they could explore new hobbies and do different things, and lifestyle, and repurposing old jewelry, or refreshing their home, and all the things you could do.
Yes, that's so good. I love it. I was just thinking, there was a woman that years ago, I feel like I interviewed her years ago, and what she does is she's an organizer and interior designer for divorcees. Like, that's what she does. Helps you refresh your whole space, which is what I tell people to do all the time. I'm like, first of all the bedroom furniture, the mattress, the sheets, that all has to go, and like everything, like rearrange the furniture, clear the corners, sage it. Like, if you're staying in the house, like, reclaim.
And actually, we have Gail Perry, who's our lifestyle expert on the platform. She's incredible. She's divorced, but she's also a lifestyle expert and organizer. She's actually coming in 2 weeks to do my closet, and we're going to do a live event. But she has videos on decluttering, reclaiming your space post divorce, personal style for women and men. It's so important, right? Like, the identity part.
Absolutely,
it's huge.
Taking back your space, 100%.
Yeah.
What else do you guys want people? What haven't I asked you? What else do you want people to know about? It's free for now. It's
we have a founders lifetime membership. So that is now, it's for a limited time.
Here we go.
But anybody who accesses it for now, you can have it forever. So we don't know how long we're going to have it, this founder special, but we anticipate at least, for this period, the beginning, and we're not going to take it from you. So go on, join, and then it's all yours. You get the platform, you get the community, you get access to all of our live virtual events. And we want people to join, and we want feedback, and we're constantly iterating and building content, not just coming up with ideas within our current content categories, but we're also building out other content categories. So it's a great opportunity at this moment.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
definitely prioritizing anonymity. Love that word.
Yes.
Where you can select a username for the participating in the community. Don't have to, it's not linked to your real name, or can be. We're in there with our real profiles and information, but not everybody's comfortable with that, and that's okay.
And it's not legally safe for a lot of people to do that too. Like,
exactly. Yeah. And that's the case for our live events as well, our live virtual events. So all of that will be anonymous. You can ask a question if you opt to. You can ask a question anonymously or as yourself. So people don't have to worry about that. We know how important this time is and delicate, and we want people to feel comfortable in there to sort of express and ask questions and dig around.
I mean, we're just going to continue to add to the rich content and resources and event roster. So it's a founders membership. We want the feedback. We want what other content do people want to see? There's just always going to be more. So we're hoping that those that are engaged now will continue to stay really engaged, because, they're going to be looking forward to the next event and finding that community to help support them no matter what stage they're in their journey. And that's what I find. I keep wanting to go back and see what somebody's commenting or go back and reference some of the videos that I've saved because of where I am in the process.
We're also for men too. So even like something like personal style, we've addressed both. Men need that community and support as well, and are frequently sort of pushed aside when it comes to this type of platform and content. So there's definitely a space there for them too.
Are you finding that they're showing up there?
Yeah. I mean, it's early. I was with my friend Steve the other night, who's in his post-divorce life, and he was so excited. He's commenting already in the community. He wants to help people. He's bringing in his dads. I think there might be an opportunity also as the community expands for that in-person meetups, to the extent there are people in multiple cities. I think that's maybe where men might really gravitate. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a little bit of a build.
That's great. Mm-hmm. I just find that they the way that we've socialized them, they tend to isolate a little bit more. And so it's harder for them to show up to these sorts of things, and they need it. Like men.
Exactly.
Men who are listening, do it, please.
Yes.
Need that love and support from other men going through this, and other women.
Yes. And you can be anonymous. Like, you can go get the support. You don't have to own that fact that you're a man out of the gate.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can be gender anonymous as well, right?
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Our finance expert, who I mentioned before, Jamie Lima, he shares his personal experiences and stories, and I'm sure a lot will find that really relatable, and men or women. I mean, there are some, men who had been stay at home and are discovering their career journey, and, it's a different world. It's not traditional anymore.
That's right. And then also LGBTQ plus friendly.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Just
absolutely.
Obviously, but I had to check.
No, definitely.
To say it out loud.
That's thought about a lot with just being very relatable for anybody, where they have kids, they don't have kids, knowing that they may be in, whether they're in LA, Chicago, New York, or a small town somewhere else. Even with the articles, when we're talking about legal or finance, and highlighting what may be different based on state, and what you really should then seek local legal advice, or what is transferable across borders and to be aware of, and things to consider. There's so much value, and checklists too. So our resources are designed as PDFs that you can download. Not all of them are PDFs, actually. They're even like Google worksheets, so that you can get in and have that budget template and save it and be planning during, or post-divorce, so you can have the best financial outlook. But the checklists that were so helpful to me, I had a friend recently unfortunately, but just decided like this was it. And she's like, I'm done. Like, where do I start? And I'm like, okay, start here. Sign up on mynextchapter.com and you're going to be guided. But seriously, it really did guide her to where to start and what she was most interested in and what was on her mind first and foremost. And for her, it was her kids and the fear of like when to tell them and coming up in the summer and one kid going to sleepaway camp and not feeling like he's being sent away when his parents are going through a transition. I'm like, that's a real concern for her and a question. I'm like, pose it in the community. Let's get other advice that others that have dealt with this. So I hope she does. There's just so much that she was overwhelmed by and thinking, because in that first discussion of telling her soon to be ex that this is what I want, and while he meant that, he agreed that this is the best thing to do, they started talking about the house and having all these feelings then about, well, what if he stays in the house? And I'm like, okay, wait, don't worry about that yet. But it's hard not to. Like all those things that, you start to worry. Are your kids going to be okay? What if he's in the house or not? And I mean, I wanted the house at first. I wanted to be there. I couldn't imagine not being in my house. And we sold the house. And I couldn't be happier. Yeah. And my kids are happier. Like they were devastated that we were going to be selling the house. And now they will reflect, and they're young. They're in elementary school. And they'll say like, oh, this house is so much better. And not because it's actually a like physically better house. It's just the energy and the environment.
It doesn't feel oppressive, right? Exactly. The toxicity. Yeah. There's no toxicity here. Yeah. So yep.
So true.
So, yep. And, I always caution people to like, when you're having the conversation, when you're telling your spouse, don't make any decisions at that moment. Like there's only one objective in that conversation, which is to impart the information that you want to divorce. That's it. Like when they start talking about the house, just say like, we're going to put a pin in that. Cause right now I just want to make sure that because it is not the time to be talking and making decisions. Like it's just not. Anyway, my heart goes out to anyone going through that.
Yes. And I think, Sherry, what you were saying is there's content. So when you're in that place, when you're like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. My Next Chapter is a great place to start because it's just very organized in their checklists and opportunities. And really to your point, Kate, like just encouraging people to pause, like, don't act, don't react, take a minute, live with your feelings, and be deliberate. And that's a tool that helps you do that.
Yeah, we were capturing some content with our wellness expert and breathing exercises. And just even like when we were going through and filming that, like Tamara and I both then had our eyes closed and we were pausing and absorbing and listening. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for you people going through this at any stage, just when they need that reflection to just, hit play and save this video and do that exercise. And I was never that person, by the way, like doing those breathing exercises and whatnot and journaling, even though I know I should. Tamara, you're much better at this than me. Like it just kind of was that next video. I mean, for us, we were capturing it, but even in the platform, it's like, we'll kind of go here and hopefully people will then check that out and find value in things they never thought that they actually needed. And will help them.
Yeah.
It's a great choose your own adventure kind of tool, but with the adventure kind of being like, do you want to go here? Right.
Yes, exactly.
Choose your own guided adventure.
Based on your question or need. Yes.
Yeah. That's good. That's great. To highlight and remind everyone that if you sign up now at mynextchapter.com, you have a complimentary founders lifetime membership to everything that we've talked about and then more as it's built. And also you want everyone to follow you guys on social media. It does matter at My Next Chapter Official. And anything else that you want to share before we wrap up?
I appreciate you, Kate, everything you're doing what you did for both of Sherry and I when we were in it. And as I said, we're honored to be here and thrilled to have you spreading the word. We respect you so much. So thank you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. And for those that don't feel comfortable following My Next Chapter Official, and I found that too, like, my friends and I are messaging each other what we're seeing as we're going, when you're in the thick of it.
Sure.
But sharing, and hopefully you'll find some great content that you could share. But we would love your support.
Yep.
And hopefully, no matter what stage you are, whether you're in the divorce curious, trying to educate yourself, or in the thick of it like me, or post-divorce, like Tamara and Kate, we hope that you'll find great value in what we're building, because we're really excited about it. It's like I said, it's been my therapy. It's been amazing, and helped me stay sane when I really needed it and still need it.
So great. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you for creating this. I think it's going to be really helpful and really useful for everybody across the board. We all need support when we're going through this. And I'm so glad that this exists now, because, like Tamara, there was nothing when I was going through it. So I think it's really great. So everybody head on over to mynextchapter.com, sign up, join, and enjoy the benefits for years to come. Tamara and Sherry, thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Divorce Survival Guide podcast. If you like what you hear, head on over to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in and leave me a review. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the Divorce Survival Guide. I'll see you next time, and until then, remember, you, my love, deserve to be happy.